Before we begin this video, I would like to thank you for your patience in my past videos. I have been experimenting with different techniques to improve the quality of my content. My goal was to make every word clear and eliminate the robot voice, which is why I changed the narration in my videos. I believe I can now convey the message more clearly, but some of you have mentioned that it can be boring. Therefore, I've added a little background music to liven up the video. I would appreciate your feedback in the comment section below regarding the new setup and any suggestions for improvement. But before we get to that, let's dive into the topic I will be sharing in this video. 4 years ago, Digital Extremes reworked Wukong, and since then he has become the top Warframe in the game. There were even Warframe statistics showing that Wukong Prime was the most popular Warframe in the game last year. And I believe this year, many Warframe players are still big Wukong fans. I mean, who doesn't love Wukong? The Warframe is a solid S tier in my opinion. After the rework, Digital Extremes removed his immortality and dominance in endless survival runs. But instead of this being a negative, the rework made Wukong a superb Warframe that can almost do it all. His Cloud Walker got massively improved, and I don't know if you've seen the first reworked Cloud Walker, but it was unmatched in terms of speed. The mobility of the skill is unparalleled. You can reach the objective and extraction point in just a blink of an eye. The best part is it's a solid skill for spy missions, since lasers can't detect Wukong while he is in Cloud Walker form. His first ability also got a massive upgrade. From a buggy exploit nuke machine, it became the best clone ability in the game. While his Defy was nerfed and no longer provides immortality, it still gives you enough survivability to withstand high-level content. And of course, his exalted weapon may have lost that red crit power, but the rework has made it better with increased status, chance, and inclination towards slash damage. Overall, the Wukong rework was an absolute banger, and in fact I made a video about it, stating that every Warframe should be like Wukong. This means that when Digital Extremes rework a Warframe in the future, it should be the same way as Wukong, making it a Warframe able to handle almost all missions in the game. But as the title suggests, I don't believe that Wukong is the #1 Warframe in the game this year. Take my thoughts with a grain of salt, but considering the current way Warframe is being played, the most popular missions, and my own experience playing the game for years, I'm doubtful whether Wukong is still the top dog. If you were to ask me, I would say that Titania should be at the top of the list. She is a very versatile Warframe right now, being both effective and efficient in almost every mission in the game. Titania is one of the best Warframes when it comes to speed and mobility. The biggest issue with this Warframe in the past was how to maintain her energy while in her Razorwing mode. It used to be a requirement to have Arcane energized to keep up with the energy drain of the ability. While it is still helpful now, it's not as crucial as before because Titania no longer has built in vacuum. In the past, you would need to search for energy orbs and pick them up one by one, which was not a big deal but often annoying. To address this, Digital Extremes decided to give the Razorwing ability a mini vacuum mechanic. However, some players complained that some energy orbs get wasted since they are automatically vacuumed even when they don't need them at the moment. The Warframe was indeed in a weird spot until the Preparation mod was introduced. This mode is solid for Titania because it grants maximum energy at the start of the mission, allowing you to rush into the objective in missions like Exterminate, Capture, Rescue, or even Spy. However, you still need to take down lasers to stay undetected, or you can subsume the Wrathful Advance ability of Kullevo from the Helminth ability so you can teleport and pass through the lasers. When it comes to survivability, you can give Titania the Adaptation mode, along with damage reduction mods while airborne, to keep this Warframe alive, even against high-level enemies. However, damage reduction on health is just a secondary source of her survivability. What makes Titania superb in terms of survivability is her Lantern ability. Lantern is a wide area crowd control ability, or you could say an aggro control ability that works similarly to Octavia's Resonator. Once you cast the ability on a target, surrounding enemies will be lured and treat you and your allies as non-hostiles. This works perfectly in defense type missions, and in fact Titania is excellent in solo interception missions right now. You can defend each sector with Lantern and easily move from point A to point B with her Razorwing ability. The damage part of the Warframe is also superb, and her Dex Pixia exalted pistols are insanely powerful, especially with a galvanized setup paired with the Broken Warframe's Exeter's Whisper ability. They can melt enemies in seconds, and what I love to do with it is to give it an infinite bullet hose treatment with Arcane Pistolier. In addition, Titania is insanely good against the Duviri worm boss, even at steel path levels. You don't need any other weapons, as Titania herself is the weapon that can easily melt the health of the worm boss. When you see Titania in the selection, the Duviri mission becomes a walk in the park. In fact, the circuit levels are also super easy with Titania. She can defend, have good mobility, deal insane damage with her exalted pistols, and the melee decrees will improve her Daiwata melee weapon, making the Warframe more fun to play with in the Duviri mission. There's no doubt that when it comes to meta Warframes in Duviri, the name Titania is mentioned either in the first or second spot. Now let's talk about the builds. For raw damage with her Dex Pixia, I go for Exata's Whisper build with this mod setup. Stretch is needed so that Lantern will have enough range for Lantern's aggro control to work effectively. As mentioned earlier, I also use the Arcane Pistolier for infinite bullet hose capabilities. With Exata's Whisper, it's easier to get headshots, allowing me to cross this arcane most of the time and turn Titania's pistol into a bullet hose machine. Additionally, galvanized mods pair well with Exata's Whisper, and the insane fire rate of the Dex Pixia allows Titania to melt the health of enemies super fast. Furthermore, I have a Wrathful Advance build intended for her Duato. This build is absolutely amazing in Duviri missions, such as Circuit, as the melee mods boost the damage of her melee weapon. It's really fun to see a little pixie flying around and slashing enemies to their death. Additionally, you can use this build for spy missions. When there are lasers that you need to pass through, just use the second button mechanic of Wrathful Advance to teleport through the lasers. I also have a high-range build for Titania with Thermal Sunder subsumed. This build is great for relic, rushing and running exterminate, capture or rescue Fisher missions. It's the best solo prime parts farming build you can use for Titania. Moreover, you can also use this high-range build when you need to defend something, like in interception missions. Overall, I love Titania right now, and she is a superb and versatile Warframe when you min-max her builds for specific purposes. She might need the help of the Helminth system to excel in certain missions, but once you have all the necessary components for her, Warframe will become a much easier game for you. Now, this is just my opinion, and if you have a favorite Warframe that you think is currently the best, feel free to share it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all, and I will see you in my next video.